Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening, everybody? What's going on? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Life podcast. Jay Moore here, the healthy accountant, helping you to account for your life. And guys, here's what we're talking about today. We are talking about the powerful lesson of a vacuum salesman. And man, I recently heard a story that I want to share, and then just kind of share another story about just actually being sold to by a vacuum salesman, and then really looking at some of the valuable characteristics that a vacuum salesman has that could potentially help businesses. So let's jump right in this. Now, before we jump right in this, today's podcast is brought to you by Next Level Faith Global. Guys, I want to just let you know, look, Next Level Faith it's a ministry. And in this ministry, it's specifically been created to help people to design their life to serve humanity. And when you design your life to serve humanity, guys, look, this is what I can tell you. Something amazing happens in your life, and you get connected with the gift of all gifts, which is love. And then just knowing what your true gifts are, you become a person that you probably won't recognize at, when you look back. So Next Level Faith has a let's see if I can find the screen real quick. Where's the screen at? Hold on. Next Level Faith has a book that I want to share with you on the page of nextlevelfaithglobal.com. Let me just pull that up because I want to show it to you. I want you to go to this page so you can purchase the book. The book is at nextlevelfaithglobal.com. And when you go there, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this page, and it's a book that was written in 2000. We published that in 2021. So look, this book is specifically to grow the ministry, right? And there's powerful stories in this book. There's powerful lessons of faith in this book. I partnered with a few people that basically shared their testimonies and shared how they got through some things in their life that really helped them to become people that they are. And so go to the page nextlevelfaithglobal.com, and this is what you'll get. Yeah, my page is on there, but here's the thing, man. This is not about me. I know I put some stuff into the book, but it's really about a mission of helping people to discover their God-given gifts. But in order to discover those gifts, we got to have a deeper level of faith. So go to nextlevelfaithglobal.com. Guys, I appreciate you, love you, and I thank you so much for being here today. All right. So what are we talking about? Here's what we're talking about today. We're talking about, let me get rid of you. We're talking about the powerful lesson of vacuum salesman. So recently I heard a story from a guy named Dan Kennedy. If you're a marketer, if you're familiar with ClickFunnels and stuff like that, Dan Kennedy he's like the father of direct response marketing. And Dan Kennedy was sharing this story about this vacuum. Well, it wasn't about a vacuum cleaner salesman, but it was about he had gotten hooked up with I think it was Proactive. And let's see. Okay, cool. He gotten hooked up with Proactive. Everybody knows who Proactive. I think it was Proactive. I may have the stories wrong, but the premise is going to be correct. So he got hooked up with Proactive, say, and Proactive brings him in, and they just kind of like ask him to come in, check this out. He says, "Look, man, we've got Francis Ford Coppola to be the director of our commercial," and he's like, he said he bust out laughing. He's like, "What are you talking about?" He says, "Francis Ford Coppola." He's like, "Well, if you want to direct a movie, if you want to do this kind of thing, yeah, you would want to have that. But if you want to sell some, he actually used the curse word. If you want to sell stuff, then you need a vacuum cleaner, someone who sold vacuum cleaners, someone who has a three-piece reversible suit. That cracked me up. A three-piece reversible suit, three-piece reversible suit. Someone who's probably been smoking and probably has little dings on their suits, and they just know how to sell stuff because a vacuum cleaner salesman goes door to door and they get people to buy expensive vacuum cleaners. And I'm gonna tell you, that's so true. That's so true. Now, I want you to think about your business, right? I want you to think about a potential business. And you're gonna need to be able to do selling. Now, I recently heard somebody said that selling is, oh my goodness, I think they said it was like lazy because marketing trumps selling, which, I mean, marketing is probably marketing is technically a little bit more challenging than selling, because selling, if you meet somebody, if you get in front of somebody, you can talk to them and you can basically tell them about your thing. Marketing is a little bit different. It's more scientific. That's why many people probably don't do as good at it, because it takes more to get someone to purchase or to get someone interested than just actually selling something. When selling, you could just show up, here, buy this, buy this, buy this. Marketing is a little bit different. So he's given this story about a vacuum cleaner salesman, and I thought about a time when, I was at home. It was the summer of like 2014, no, 2012 or 13. I can't remember, but it was around that time. Someone knocks on the door. Like, who's this? This is like a couple of people outside. I'm like, I see their van. I'm like, what in the world are they selling? And they got this spiel, and it was a good spiel. Look, to be able to get into somebody's house that you don't know so that you can do a demonstration. That's why they come and do it. They do a demonstration so fast, and they come in, they do this demonstration, on on our carpets. Our carpets was probably dirty at the time my kids was out of control. And they come in, they do this demonstration. It's like, boom, your head explodes. And they're like, wow, you're like, wow. But they got this expensive vacuum cleaner that they want to sell you. Most people are like, I ain't buying that vacuum cleaner. But for some reason that day, we purchased a vacuum cleaner. See, I thought about that. We still had the vacuum cleaner. That vacuum cleaner still works. That was back in 2012 or 13. That vacuum cleaner still works to this day. And we had another vacuum cleaner that's gone. And I thought it was the best vacuum cleaner since sliced bread, but it's dead. This vacuum cleaner still works. It's a Kirby. And everyone knows that Kirby vacuum cleaners are expensive. They cost a lot of money. But vacuum cleaner salespeople, for some reason, they have a knack for getting people to say yes, even though a lot of people probably say no. But imagine your business. Imagine if you had somebody that was pig-headed, right? I sent an email out to my list a couple of days ago, and I was making an offer, which is interesting because I've been like one of the things that one of my coaches said that you have to do, you just got to make more offers. And so me and a good friend of mine, Jamie Pottinger, if Jamie's listening, what's up, Jamie? We were talking on Sunday. I said, Jamie, we have to make offers every single day, just make an offer. So I've been making offers every day. And in this offer that I made, it says, hey, if you're looking for accounting, if you need accounting, accountability, and pig-headed discipline, I want you to ask yourself, do you have pig-headed discipline? Do you have that? What is pig-headed discipline? Now, I got that phrase from a guy named Chet Holmes. Chet Holmes wrote a book called The Ultimate Sales Machine. And in the book, he goes through how to create the ultimate sales machine within your business where your business will grow and like go crazy. He said you got to have pig-headed discipline, because the discipline to make these offers, the discipline to work on your business, the discipline to create the things that need to be created, the discipline to actually do the things that must be done to move the needle, that is something that many business owners, like the whole day goes by, they were supposed to do the email. They were supposed to create the post. They were supposed to create the strategy. They were supposed to balance the books. They were supposed to do this. They were supposed to do that. And then they look up and says, man, what did I do with my day? And when I made this offer, and it just cracks me up because I'm like, wow, Many people don't have this discipline. But the vacuum cleaner salesman, that day, the guy that sold me, that vacuum cleaner, and I think his name was Mike, or I think his name was Mike. And Mike sold us that vacuum cleaner. He was good. And we kind of like we became somewhat friends. Like literally, I took his number. We would text. I would, we didn't do a lot of talking on the phone. I think we became Facebook friends at some point. But he created something that many businesses need. And I was like, man, I need a vacuum cleaner salesman in my business because one, I'm probably not that person. I'm more of the spokesman. I'm a spokesman for the business. Like I don't mind getting on camera. I don't mind talking about the business. I don't mind promoting the business. I don't mind creating like the foundation of business, but I need someone that's just pig-headed to the point where they would make the cold calls. They would follow up and follow up. They would literally ensure that this product, this service gets sold every single day. But here's the thing. Many of us don't understand the process that a vacuum cleaner salesman goes through to become that person. No, many of us don't, because who here went to college and said they wanted to be a salesperson? Most people that got into sales wasn't in college saying, I would like to be a salesperson. What happens is the people that wind up going into sales from college, I guess the companies that start recruiting college students, what they do is they come in and they sell this opportunity, and they sell an opportunity for these students to come out. Hey, we're gonna put you in a management program, or we're gonna put you in a position where you'll be able to make more money. So they appeal to the senses, but typically most people still don't do it. Because I remember being in college, and I think it was going into just before my senior year started, I had an opportunity to work in a sales environment, and I gotten hired. They hired me, and it wasn't diehard sales, but it was still a selling environment. They hired me, and it was weird because I applied for the job, and then I didn't hear anything, and then a couple months later, I get a call. School was almost about to start, and they was like, hey, Mr. Moore, you know what? We have an opening. We want to offer you the job. What happened? I was just like, sales? I don't think so. I changed my mind because you know what? I was a little afraid. Like, what is sales? Sales is talking to people. Sales is actually helping somebody to actually make a decision that they already want to make. People when you go to the store, think about this. You go to the store to buy groceries. There's no salespeople at the grocery store. Why? Because they know when you come in, you're going to buy some groceries. You came in specifically for groceries. They don't have to have any salespeople at the grocery store. All they have to do is have people to keep stocking the shelf, and then they have to have people at the cash register to make sure that you walk out and pay for your stuff. So the grocery store is one of these places, but they don't have to sell anything. That's like one of the best businesses to be in. Then you have the department store. The department store who has the clothes and the shoes, and they have all the stuff that we need. Now, a lot of times they have salespeople, but these salespeople may not necessarily be salespeople. They're just almost like customer service representatives, but they're there to say, hey, can I help you with anything? Now, usually that doesn't work. And I heard one statement that's the best statement. If someone comes into a store, if you ever go into a store and someone says this, then understand why they're saying it. Here's what they would say. They would say, have you been here before? Think about this. You have to respond with, you know what? I have been here before. Wow, welcome back. Now, here's what happens. There's an opening in the conversation where it no longer feels like they're trying to sell you anything. Hey, we're glad you're back. I'm here. If there's any questions that you have about anything, I'd love, just let me know. And what happens is now it drops that barrier that we have, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, they're not trying to sell me anything. But when they come to you and they say, hey, look, can I show you this? Or, can I help you with something? And next thing you know, like, look, I'm just looking. knowing good and well when we go into the store, you ain't just looking. We going in to buy something in most cases. Sometimes we might just be looking around, but most of the time people go in the store to buy something. So understand the valuable skill of selling and how we can position our business, our products, our service, so that people then say, I need that. I need what it is that Jay has, because Jay's going to help me have better accounting in my business. Jay's going to help me to have accountability in my business. Jay's going to help me to be pig-headed disciplined so that I do all the stuff I said I wanted to do, and so that I actually get my products and services sold. That's what Jay's going to do. That's what Jay's going to do. That's what our business is built on. Look, if you can't attain freedom for your business, then there's no point in having your business. So, but in order to have freedom, you better get disciplined. That's actually the strongest attribute. Like the accounting, you technically don't have to do anything. The accounting is just, hey, you get to offload that. All you need is your cell phone. Yep. All you need is your cell phone typically. And, if you can use your cell phone and take pictures and, and pick up the phone or answer emails, you're good to go with the accounting. You got to do anything else because that's easy. That's the easy part. But then the accountability is, hey, what are you doing with your money? What do you do? What the heck are you? Wait a second. Are you not using your time wisely? So you need somebody to stay on you. And then that pig-headed discipline is the person, and it comes in and says, all right. The pig-headed discipline says you're going to do these 5 things every day. Because if you do these 5 things every day, then over the next year, you have guaranteed growth. But because you're not doing these 5 things every day right now, your business is stagnant and things are not growing. So I want you to think about your business today. Do you have 5 things that you do every single day that grow your business, that will grow your business and will grow your life? If you don't have 5 things that will do those things and that will position you for your personal growth and business growth, then you need to stop today and get those 5 things written down. And every day you must do those things before you do anything. Before you do anything, before you check email, before you start talking to people, you need to do these things. Like literally, my 5 things is like, hey, I got to communicate with my list. Hey, I've got to do a podcast. I got to post a podcast. I've got to go to the gym. I've got to read. I've got to pray. Like I've got things at the beginning of my day because I know what's going to happen during the day. And then the rest of the day is still doing additional things that build on the business. But you've got to have things that you do every single day. Do you have those 5? Look, let me know in the comments if you have those 5. If you don't have those 5, also let me know in the comments that I'm going to get the 5. I'm going to make my 5 and then come back and tell me, hey, Jay, I did it. I got my 5. Because pig-headed discipline is having your daily 5 done. This is 7 days a week. This is not 5 days. This is 7 days. So there's no days off with your 5. All right. You ready? All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, this episode was brought to you by nextlevelfaithglobal.com. Go to that page, support our ministry of Next Level Faith, because that ministry is helping people to discover their gifts. That ministry is going to help people to actually have a stronger faith so that they get out there and do the things that God's created them to do and become the person that God created them to be. It's an extension of the Account for Your Life podcast, but just on a different level. You see what I'm saying? Next level. So go to that page, check out. We have a book. That's why I'm sending you there. We have a book. Purchase the book. Buy a couple of books. Give one away. Do one for yourself. If you need more than that, let me know. And I appreciate you. Love you guys. I will see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.